welcome back Romantic Home family, and welcome if y'all are new. I am Olivia with Olivia's Romantic Home, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys two amazing, beautiful fall florals. We are going to be creating this gorgeous beauty. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I wanted to do a twist on fall where we incorporated some shabby chic white colors because so much of my house is white and pink, but I did want to give that fall feel. So we're going to do that. Plus, I already had those florals on hand, and then we're going to do a blooming candlestick. You guys know I love these. Oh, and I am repurposing and reusing everything that I already have on hand. So before you freak out and are like, oh my gosh, I don't have any of that stuff, you might have something similar laying around in your craft stash or your home. So if you guys are new here, welcome. I'm Olivia with Olivia's Romantic Home. I'm a DIY crafty mama, and I love to share with you guys how you can have a boutique gorgeous home on a budget. You do not have to break the bank to a fabulous, amazing home. Now, I know you're here for the crafting and decorating. Thank you for being here. It's a true blessing and honor. Without further ado, go ahead and plug in those glue guns, get out your glitter and paint, and let's get to crafting. Okay, my beautiful, sweet friends, let's grab whatever container you have on hand. I'm going to use this pedestal bowl that I had found at the thrift store. I painted it white. I have been repurposing and reusing it for every season and creating a new seasonal decor in it, and this fall is no exception. I added in styrofoam to the base, and then I actually added this large plume of Christmas decor. Bear with me, stick with me now. It's going to get a little funky, but it's going to get a little cool too. So grab some greenery. You're going to add greenery in and around the base of your entire fall floral. I love to do this for my fall florals because in nature, if you look around, there is greenery for the majority part of fall until everything turns into all the fall colors. That's the way it looks where I live anyway. Now, I'm going to also grab some muted and some white florals. I'm repurposing and reusing some leftover bridal roses that I had. I'm done with all the garlands finally. Super excited for that. And then I had these fall florals that I bought many moons ago that I'm just going to add in. I'm going to stagger the colors. We're going to do some dusty kind of cream and then some bolder colors because you know what? I still love these bolder fall florals. It really screams fall to me. And I think fall is such just a cozy time. This is the only time I bring these kind of colors into my home. Really, I don't, have like brown and orange all around my home. I used to have brown sofas, but that was so long ago. So anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and add in loads of these beautiful florals, staggering them so they have a little bit of a color like orange, brown, orange, brown. Now, I am by no means a professional floral designer, so just kind of go for it. If I can do this, you can do it. I like to then start filling in where I added in the florals with my fall leaves. So I found some fall leaves that have some green and some of that burnt orange in there. What would you all call this color of these brighter flowers or the darker flowers? I'm going to say kind of a burnt orange. And again, these leaves have been taken off all of my fall decorations from many seasons ago. I've repurposed them every single year, and then I go in and I take them all apart. I put them in my fall decor bin, and if you look up really closely, some of them have hot glue spots on them. They are well loved, and I do that with all of my florals because some of these I did invest a little bit more than just Dollar Tree as far as going to Hobby Lobby and buying some nice bundles. And I want them to last for a while, so I'm just going to keep on repurposing and reusing until they just can't take it anymore. So you can see I'm kind of like thinking over things, just kind of looking. It is a little bit hard to do this large of a floral completely facing you guys. You can kind of see me turning it as I'm just trying to figure out. I did trim off some of those little white spiny pieces because I felt like that they needed to be kind of integrated and sprinkled throughout this floral, but I'm just going to keep kind of picking at it and adding things and taking things away. So that's something you guys can really do
take a step back from your floral because sometimes we can look at it too long and get too critical. Let it be a little bit wild, a little bit viney, because in nature, that's what nature really looks like. It doesn't look like a perfect ball or a perfect floral, I guess. So I like to kind of make mine a little bit off center, a little bit off kilter. That way it looks like it's actually blooming. Sorry that got cut off there for just a minute. But I have something really cool that I tried today that I have to tell you guys about. Oh, now don't forget to add in a couple little pumpkins. So the way that you're going to do that is you're just going to add a floral stem to the base of your pumpkin with a little bit of hot glue. That's going to give it a stick to stick into your floral. And I added a pumpkin kind of there up in the center and the pumpkin towards the base. I did add in just a little bit of some burnt oranges. Here is the final look. I am absolutely in love with this. I wasn't for sure if I was going to be able to pull off the whites, but I think because the base is white, it works. And look at how it pops in my house because I have all the shabby chic curtains and the whites. I feel like it just gives it the most cozy pop of color. And my grand idea for this is I think I want to put it in my entryway, either my entryway or my dining room table, and I'm going to redo the tablescape. So, but look at all the variation and just digging out of my craft stash. So I know if I have some goodies like this in my craft stash, you guys probably do as well. So get crafty, get creative, and go for it. Now for this next DIY, we are going to make a blooming pumpkin candlestick. I love these. You guys can tell I'm repurposing, reusing the styrofoam. I actually made an Easter one. So I'm starting out, I'm just going to add in some fall leaves. The candlestick was a thrift store find that I painted gold. Don't snooze on your thrifted candles, guys, because they can really add some pizzazz and some dimension. Look for ones that have really cool lines, like the kind of stripey thing going down or the swirly things that you can paint all gold and it's just going to make it look so much fancier. So begin by adding loads of leaves in and around the base, and I have a little plate hot glued to my candlestick to keep it all together. So I'm just going to keep adding loads of leaves and even some greenery because, again, my thought with the greenery mixing in with fall is, number one, you're going to have it left over from spring or Christmas crafting, and it's really nice to give your floral some dimension. It's really nice to use a lot of fall leaves, but look at how pretty it looks offset by that greenery because where I'm at, in my home, in and around, there's greenery and fall leaves. Now we're going to add a beautiful pumpkin, and let me tell you, this pumpkin has been repurposed and reused so many times. It has hot glue all over, even up the sides. So I'm just going to take these fall leaves and reverse them and hot glue them kind of going up the pumpkin. This little guy is really taking it. But he looks really cute, and he had a good edge on the front. I don't know why I made him a he. He's probably a she if she's white, just more this girly color. I feel like a boy pumpkin would be like a really bright brown or orange. Anyway, I'm off on a tangent again. I'm going to add in some of those pretty little bridal roses. I'm so thankful and excited for the kids' wedding. Oh my goodness, I just pray that it's the perfect weather and everything goes perfectly, but more than anything, that they're really able to celebrate their love. So back to my story about a little project I worked on today. It's not something I was for sure that was going to work, first off. But I've been really noticing, even though I switched to, so what I did was I homemade Benji Bear's dog food. I made it vet approved, kind of like a farmer's dog type dog food, which you haven't heard of the farmer's dog. It's like fresh made dog food. There's a recipe that I tried today. I found it online, and it was so easy to do. It only cost about $20, which Benji Bear's kibble cost about $40. Of course, the kibble lasts for several weeks. And this one I think should last for about 2 weeks because I made like a double batch and I still have some of the ingredients left over. So I think you could make and freeze this is what I've read. But anyway, Benji Bear, even though I switched to a really high-end dog food that was, still the kibble, which is just like, the little dog food pellets, he wouldn't eat it. He would wait for me to put something else in his bowl to go along with it, whether it be a little bit of rice or potato or whatever. And I just didn't feel like, I don't know. I just really have been doing some research and I think he wanted something different and more. I mean, I can't imagine eating the same thing day in and day out. But that being said, this was just something for me to try. I don't know if I can keep up with it, but so the homemade dog food has sweet potato. You can use chicken or ground beef. You use pumpkin, rice, some veggies, a little bit of turmeric, and there's just a whole recipe for it. And it's basically just really healthy rice, potato, veggie with the meat mixed in, and then some coconut oil for the fat, or you can use olive oil. I made it all up for him, let it cool off, and then put it in his bowl, and he looked at me like, what just happened? What is this? And I was like, oh no, because it had veggies in it, but I mashed the veggies for him, and it was mixed in with the meat and the coconut oil. So I thought, I think he'll really still go for it because it had carrots and the sweet potato and you add a little bit of pumpkin. And he lickety split. Loved it. I'm going to get him on camera eating it. It looks like baby food kind of, and I actually tried it. It's really good too. So here is the final look. But anyway, long story short, I am homemaking Benji Bear's food. Now, mamas, grandmas out there, this is not something you have to do. Your dogs are fine, being taken care of just fine, I'm sure, with whatever you're feeding them. I have a lot more time on my hands because I am an empty nester, so making homemade dog food is just a new little hobby. I'm also homemaking all my breads, and I made some really good banana bread over the weekend, and then these snickerdoodle mayonnaise cookies, they were super good as well. What do you guys think about these fall florals, and what do you think about my idea of making the homemade dog food? Again, we'll see if I can keep up with it. It is nice, I think, at least to supplement into their diets a little bit more. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you guys add in some, regular food? Oh, and then it called for eggs too. Let me know also if you guys want the recipe or see how it is made. Here is Benji Bear. He is having a really, really good day. Another reason why I wanted to try this is because I really want him to live a super long time. And I hope that it helps like with his paws, him chewing on his paws, that kind of little allergy he has. Oh, and the window was Tinky, my cat. She's an outdoor cat, but she gets to come in too. It was a beautiful day.
So thank you guys so much for joining me on another fun and fabulous crafting and decorating adventure. It's such a true blessing and honor to have each and every single one of you all here. I love diving into my comment section, and your encouragement from my last video and some of the things that I have been talking about is bar none. My heart literally was bursting with joy. I cannot believe what an amazing group I have. And I just say, you guys are a community, you're my family, you're my friends. So I was just blown away by all of the amazing comments because I very rarely share anything that it wasn't really negative what I was sharing. I was just sharing my experience with some of the comments that I had received that were, I guess, negative. They really do hurt my feelings. I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you guys right there. I'm looking in the viewfinder here and I'm like, we need a little fall pop right here. Anyway, so you guys came out and you showed out and you were so kind, just letting me know to embrace who I am and be thankful. So, but who I am is a DIY crafty mama. I have a little bit of a funny voice, I guess, according to some, and I do love to wear some fun outfits. Yes, I do. I love Jesus, and I have been sharing some Bible studies with you guys. I know so many of you guys have been saying thank you for this. So this is called He Whispers Your Name. It's by Sherry Hill. It is a Bible study that I have been doing with you guys actually since last fall. But I think last fall we were reading out of a women's daily encouragement book. So many of you guys I know have been praying for me, and so many of you guys I know have been praying for each other. And if you need prayer, drop those prayer requests down below. If I don't see it, somebody else might. I try to look at every single comment to the best of my ability. I am a one-woman show and just doing all of this on my own, and it is pretty time-consuming. So that being said, I just want to give you guys a big old hug through the screen. It's so tight because to be so accepted and so loved by a wonderful community. I truly call all of you guys my friends, and I'm just thankful for you. We're all in a different journey, but we're all coming together because we love to craft and decorate. And you know, so many of you guys say that I bring you comfort and that my voice brings you comfort and that you like my style, and that's so sweet. Thank you guys. It's a lot to put yourself out there. I remember when my son, I was in my early 40s, maybe mid 40s. Well, it was 7 years ago. So early 40s. And, you know, I had an Etsy shop, and, you know, it was getting hard because it's hard to sell things on Etsy. For me, it was the amount of product I put into my work and get compensated really by the price I was able to sell things for in your time. And anyway, my son was like, hey mom, start a YouTube channel. You already have a pretty decent following on Facebook. Why don't you just try it? And I thought, and I said to him, I was like, no way am I putting myself out there. I'm 40 something years old. I am what I am. And, you know, I mean, because you think about putting yourself like basically on people's TVs and computers and phone screens, and you want to look like young and fabulous and feel fabulous. And I do actually feel young and fabulous. I'm young at heart. So I know I'm older, but anyway, yeah, putting yourself out there is a lot. So anyway, I don't even know. Now I'm off on a tangent and we haven't even done our devotional. But I just wanted to compliment you guys for how kind you were when I just reached out with, you know, just, hi, I got my hip feelings hurt by something somebody says, because we're not immune to that just because we're putting ourselves out there, and it is expected, of course, but a lot of us are very sensitive, so be careful. But I can honestly say you guys are the bomb. 99.9% of you just blow me away with your kindness, your love, your support, your genuine sassiness. You guys are really cool people. I want to do a meet and greet. I'm going to pray about how to put it together because I would love to just meet so many of you guys that I feel like I'm talking to, but we've never got to hug and sit down and craft together or chat together. So anyway, we are going to go into the next one, and it says continuing in faith. It's on August 24th, even though we're now getting well into September. Okay. There will be many unanswered questions in your life, even when you're obedient to me and walking in my will. You may not experience the feeling of peace and tranquility. Often the opposite is true. Your obedience can lead to trials because the deeper you go in your faith and the further you come in my kingdom, the more likely you are to meet resistance. As you walk out of your faith in your daily life, you'll be tempted to rely on your feelings as to whether something is right or not. But your response to life and the circumstances you face should be made by seeking my word and testing to see if your decisions are in line with my will. The direction may not always be clear. So often you will need to be patient and wait until I provide a clear path for you to take. Sometimes you will agree with the guidance I give you. At other times you will be tempted to question my ways. I want you to believe that I am sovereign and loving, but I don't want you to simply believe it because I say it. I want you to look at those who have gone before you and have witnessed firsthand my faithfulness. You can trust me. They strengthened the disciples in these cities and encouraged the disciples to remain faithful. Paul and Barnabas told them, we must suffer a lot to enter God's kingdom. And that's Acts 14:22. So God really wants us to trust in his faithfulness. And I actually have a t-shirt that says faithful. It was from a women's conference that I went to just in our little local town. It's called Pure Joy, and it was super cool. They do it every year. So faithfulness is such an amazing thing, and God walks by us faithfully. God never leaves our side. And I had a garage sale over the weekend I told you guys about in my last video. And I went ahead and kept the garage sale open on Sunday. I got a late start on Friday. I didn't open till like 2. And then Saturday, I ran it all day long. That was a long day and blessed day. And then Sunday, I felt like a lot of treasures left that needed to be sold or blessed to somebody else. And I had such an opportunity, and I blessed people all along the way. But Sunday, I had the opportunity to pray with a couple who had lost their home in a fire. I had the opportunity to hug some people and give some people some things that I just felt like, I didn't need to sell them those things. So anyway, not to toot my own horn, but just to say that God opens that door for us to walk through and be faithful in our walk with Him, and to trust and to know. And these are the words I was saying to this couple and to this lady. She was so afraid because she had to really start going through a lot of the things that she had lost in the fire. And I said, God is with you. You can rely on His supernatural power and strength to come up upon you in those moments of fear and anger and sadness and all of those things, and know that you're not alone walking through this, that God sees all of it. So I hope that little nugget encourages you. I hope that it encouraged her, and I continue to pray for that couple. They're the Randalls. So if you want to whisper a little prayer for the Randalls, I'm sure that they could use it. Anyway, so that being said, I am thankful and blessed and honored to have all of you guys here. Oh my goodness. And we hit over 200,000 friends on Facebook, because that page had gotten hacked, you guys know, last August, and it dropped me to my knees again, because so many things have just kept me just going to the Lord, and God said, rebuild, I will bless it. And that is what is happening, because there's times when I've gotten discouraged and thought, well, maybe I've aged out, or maybe, anyway, I know that I'm still here for a reason. So, and bringing this goodness to you guys for a reason. So, what did you guys think about these? Oh, I think these came out so pretty. I love repurposing and reusing what I already have. And I don't know, it might not be for some people, but I love adding in the whites to my fall decor. I really wanted to give all you shabby chic girlies, and really this isn't just shabby chic. I feel like that this could be in anybody's home. A lot of people have gone to more pastel or lighter white or beige. This could go in just a regular fall home too, depending upon, And then you could also change out those white roses for fall roses. I didn't have any fall roses. And again, I'm using what I have on hand. I'm putting a daughter through college, and my kids are getting married this month. So I am really being very budget friendly. And look at this candlestick. Anyway, I just had to show those off again. I felt like they came out really good. And I'm also in the midst of trying to change over my cell phone service, and it has been disconnected while I was trying to make those. So I've got to get on the phone with a carrier and get that all straightened out. But just little tidbits from my life. I am so sorry I'm rambling, but I just want you guys to have a gorgeous, blessed day. And my garage sale was a success. I sold out. I was able to give a couple of things I passed on to my mom because she has a flea market booth, but I just was able to pretty much sell the wholesale out, which really made my heart happy, because I was very intentional about not dragging stuff back into my garage that I didn't need. Now, I did keep a full tote of Christmas, and I had some people donating to my sale, so that was nice. And then I kept a full tote of fall to keep crafting and decorating with you guys with. Actually, I think I have more like 2 totes of fall, and I can't even tell you the amount of totes of Christmas I have, but they're all organized, and I can see the floor of my garage now, and that is a good feeling. I don't want to go off on another tangent, but if you're still here, drop a smiley face in the comment section below. But I'm going to keep talking. So, anyway, I've been going on this decluttering journey because, I'm an empty nester now, or a bird launcher, as one of you guys said. And so I'm just starting to take a look at this stuff in my home and the amount of crafting supplies that I hang on to. I try to make it a rule of thumb at the end of every season, whatever crafting supplies that I haven't used up, I go ahead and donate. Now, I will keep back a couple of things, you know, if they're expensive things, but I really do try to go ahead and pass it on to somebody else. I'll give it to the local charity shop, because if I didn't use it this season, it's kind of like your clothes. If you didn't wear it this year, you need to pass it on. And I'm actually doing that with my clothes too. So whatever I'm not wearing, I'm just passing on. And I have been even listing some stuff on Facebook Marketplace, just kind of some bigger things. But anyway, I'm off my tangent. I'm gonna let you guys get back to your day. Thank you for being here. Thank you for following me on my Olivia's Romantic Home DIY Facebook page. I had to add that DIY because my old page got hacked. Anyway, long story on that, but it's okay. God is so good because y'all are finding me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being here on YouTube. Remember, subscribe. It's totally free. Helps me out so much. I'm a full-time content creator. And if you are on TikTok or Instagram, I post over there as well. Crazy crafty mama. Well, it's Olivia's Romantic Home, but I am also crazy crafty mama. So anyway, thank you guys. And the wedding is coming up soon, so I'm super excited to give you guys some kind of updates on that. I love you to the moon and back. And until our next video, be kind to yourselves, be kind to one another, and we'll talk to you guys very soon.